Hope you enjoy, everyone. Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't make this any sooner. I just got back. Yesterday was New York City Comic Con, and I was having a whole bunch of time. I even got to see Stan Lee. However, it was on stage. I couldn't get to meet him in person. There was like 50 people in front of me. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome right now. Let's get started. Hope you enjoyed. This is my latest review on Naruto Shippuden episode 478, the Union side. I gotta admit, I love the way this episode was. This episode was very dramatic because this had a different tone. It wasn't about the action or the violence or anything. And this was about the characters themselves, like an in-depth look in the characters, like from the beginning to all the way that happened now. I mean, they got so in-depth, like they got this. We're literally seeing through the eyes of these two characters to everything they went through, all from beginning inning to now. Like after all, the way these two started off. I mean, they were the best of friends. Then they became enemies. One wanted to erase the other one. The other one wanted the other. One wanted to erase the other. The other one wouldn't give up on his friend, and fighting to the end, even if it ultimately meant his death. Naruto said it himself. If the both of us fight, the next time the both of us fight, we will die together. That was one of the best lines. Saying that he will bear all the hatred from not just Sasuke, but everyone, and I mean everyone. And that is true. I mean, these two are so similar, but yet so different. I mean, Naruto had the nine-tailed fox in him, and he was alone for most of his life. He became mischievous, just to get people's attention, and he was always the clown. While Sasuke was gifted and all. He was gifted. Yeah, he had a family. Then he wanted to measure up to at least what his father expected from his older brother. I mean, his older brother was the person, older brother he wanted to be, better than. He wanted to be compared. He wanted to be as good as Itachi, but ultimately lost his family, and his father became a criminal because of a massacre and conspiracy. He ultimately lost their family. Both these two characters are similar yet different. I said that before. And Naruto considered Sasuke a brother, but he considered Sasuke a brother, never giving up on him, never abandoning him, while Sasuke always thinking about trying to improve himself, be better than he was before, never thinking about the past, always leaving others behind him, overall. However, they both, in a way, they both complement each other and like strive for each other. Naruto, he was the loser. He wanted to grow up, be Hokage, so people would acknowledge him, and he would become the greatest ninja. While Sasuke, he desired power. He desired power to be stronger than anyone else. Especially wanted to beat the roadblock that was in his way. One of those roadblocks was Itachi, because he wanted to kill him for what he did. Eventually, he learned the truth that his brother became a criminal to save his village. I mean, this twisted Sasuke on the inside, twisted him in a way that he turned against his own people and became a criminal in the end. Even though Naruto, he got closer to his dream. He tried to compete with Sasuke. He tried to become stronger than even though he was the loser, the underdog in this situation, as it's called. Never holding back, always saying what on his mind. The number one hyperactive, impulsive, knucklehead ninja. That was what he is. Overall. And yet, even though he was behind Sasuke, he never let him hold him back. Now, Sasuke was his goal, besides being Hokage. Overall, Sasuke was his goal. Trying to go forward, leap forward to Sasuke, and or at least walk side by side with him, and using that to his advantage overall. And he got closer to the team. The village did acknowledge him. He became a hero. He became a hero after he defeated Pain. When he saved the lives of the people in the Hidden Leaf. He was already a great hero, so he was closer. He will become Hokage someday. Alright, but things is not as easily as it goes. Life has many different directions. There are many roadblocks, These two boys literally paved the way for the story. All right. I mean, these two ultimately shaped the ninja world in the worst of ways, like overall. And the way they see each other. From the moment these two boys these encounter each other, Naruto and Sasuke, the way they are, I mean, they lost so much, yet they wanted more out of life overall. Cause Sasuke, he knows about Naruto, but he never wanted to be Naruto. He wanted to be different. See how Naruto was always the clown on overall. Oh, he never wanted. He wanted to, get away from Naruto, but yet Naruto would always be behind him, and they ended up becoming the same team. And this is from the episode itself. This is from the episode itself. Oh, so yeah, this is from the episode. So so spoiler alert. Alright, I mean, he didn't want to be Naruto. He wanted to be different because he knows that Naruto suffered a lot because because he was different and alone, and nobody cared for him. So that's why he did so many mischievous things to get scolded. But he ultimately became on the same team as Sasuke, hey, and stuff. Sasuke, hey, and because of that, Sasuke, he started thinking to himself about having a family again. Now, I think Sasuke felt guilty because he tried his best, not to think about the past, yet this person who's behind him is ultimately reminding him of his past every single time. Like, overall, trying to catch up with him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to lose to him. And Naruto, his inspiration is kind of Sasuke. And always catch him being the popular and gifted student. Him being loved by everyone, especially the girls, especially Sakura. I mean, we all know Naruto liked Sakura, and I use the definition like because we all know who he ends up with in the end. Oh, happy endings overall, and then but complications because of the fandom and people being angry with the creator for what he did. Masashi Kishimoto said he's good on action, not good with relationships. Good. So enough about that story. Things overall is pretty unique. It's definitely very the way these two boys are. They complement and they both complement each other and are opposite. They couldn't be more different if they were the sun and moon. Overall. However, one of the this thing reflects the most overall is Sasuke, because Sasuke he had that darkness within him. So did Naruto because of the fox. He had that darkness within him, but the more and more he tries to pull away, Naruto's always following behind him, never abandoning him, never. Because when Naruto replies to Sasuke's question, why do you insist on following? Why would you go down? Why would you let go? Why would you just die? And the answer is always the same. I'm your friend. It's a simple answer, but it has power and meaning behind it because of Naruto and his convictions. Remember his Nindo. I will never go back on my word. That is my ninja way. That is his Nindo. And this story shows that Naruto, over his life, because of his unusual personality, his impulsive behavior, and his reckless actions, that he's made friends with a lot of people, and a lot of people support him. Those are people who saw a potential in him, like Kakashi, who was his teacher, Jiraiya, and many others. Some of them who are not even around. The shinobi, like the people in the village. Anyways, Raikage, Tsunade, Chojuro, like seeing all those people who supported him and believed in him. Those who are among us right now, who are alive, and those who are also dead, including his parents, Minato, Kushina, like everything he's led up to this moment, like overall. And Sasuke, yet despite all he's done, while Naruto stands in light, he stands in the darkness, seeing behind himself that throughout his whole life, he's always been alone. And because of his self-ambition, he's alone. That he's always been alone. Even though he thought what was best for himself, he was always alone for a long time. Like, and when he sees through Naruto's eyes, when he sees his life, seeing not only the people who believed in him, but knowing that what he strived for, ultimately probably ended up being meaningless because Naruto, even though he was the one who was the goofiest, the one who wasn't the smartest or probably the strongest in the beginning of the characters, he still achieved so much by himself and overall and affected so many people in so many different ways. And yet, Like that Sasuke still wonders why, and yet still wonders how could this person still do all that, and yet still call me a friend after all I've done. That's just Naruto. That's just the way Naruto is. And when he sees the difference between here and when he sees Naruto in the life surrounded by all those people, and he sees himself in the shadow surrounded by no one, he realized that what he's lost. And and seeing that in that light for a glimpse, he sees himself standing by Sasuke, and there's a part of him that truly understands what it means. Like, man, I really like in the end, overall, Sasuke saying, "I acknowledge you, I've lost," and Naruto wouldn't accept it, overall. They both passed out and both give it up and passed out about twice already. They're bleeding out. They've lost so much, and by so much I mean so much. You guys read the manga or watch Shippuden, you know the reason why I'm using my hands overall. Just symbolism. Overall, seeing how things have gone to point, they're definitely acknowledge of each other, Sasuke finally accepting the truth that's Naruto's his friend, and Naruto saying, "I will always be there to stop you, always be there to fight, I'll be there to try to stop you, stand up to you, save you, and whatever, because I am your friend, and you never give up." Of course, if that keeps happening, and in the end, and Sasuke probably understands Naruto too. Even together, they both made the Union sign in their own unique way when they're standing on top of the rubble of the final valley. And underneath both Hashirama and Madara's hands, they both made the Union sign a little bit, and with their bloods crossed together, them both bleeding out. Seeing how wrecked they are, they did so much damage and stuff. The way it happened, it's pretty crazy. And this ending, it was perfect overall. I couldn't be more amazed, especially for Sasuke's point of view, knowing that he tried his best, try to see when he saw Itachi, overall, he saw Itachi speaking to Naruto, saying, "I'll let you deal with Sasuke," and knowing that Itachi, went through everything and accepting burden and disgrace, and putting his faith in Naruto to save Sasuke, and knowing that his brother went through so much yet died doing what he did, protecting his village, it's something. It's really emotional. This was an emotional episode. I love the music. I love the animation. It was perfect overall. I give it a 10 out of 10, and that's something I almost never do. Oh wow. Overall, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. This is something I asked in my latest episode of Naruto Shippuden, the Union style. I'm out. Peace. Thank you. I'll put a video for Comic-Con out later.